Martino want to answer the same.
Peace. We are on Behind the Boards, I believe, episode 29. You know what I mean? We got people in here. People's gonna come in. You see as they coming in, but go ahead, Martello. Ask the question. What you were saying again? I want you know what I mean, because my brother Apollo's in here at the moment. We waiting for people to come in.
I'm sorry, bro. I
Go ahead.
didn't want to put you on the spot, but
no, go ahead.
how was the process in doing the music, the album trophies with OC? You created the joints first?
Yeah, I mean the process for me, man, when I'm making an album, I'll usually make maybe 5 or 6 joints just to get the album started, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll make like 5 or 6 joints to send over, and you know, I'll send them to them, kind of get a feel of what the sound's gonna be on the album. You know what I'm saying? Get them written, and then while he's writing to those joints I've sent over, I'm making more to complement what I've already sent over. And so I might send another batch, maybe, you know, another batch of like 4 or 5, have them write to those. Then I'll send a third batch of maybe like 5, 6, whatever. And then once we get about, you know, 80% of the album written, man, we get in the studio and knock it out. So working with OC though, so I usually book maybe like a 10-hour block a day. Because when I'm in the studio, man, it's all about work, man. So I'm one of them assholes in the studio. It's like, you know, none of your friends can come in the studio. Your girlfriend got to stay home. It's just me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got nothing to do with the album, or you don't got nothing to do with the song that we're working on, you don't need to be in the studio. Straight up. Like, we can get together. We can get together afterwards. We can get together, do whatever you want to do. Cool when we out of the studio, but in the studio, man, it's all business, man. Time is money. So I'll block like a 10-hour, or I'll book like a 10-hour block. And in this case, we booked an 8-hour block. Got in the studio, 8-hour block, first day. OC knocked out 12 joints. 12 songs, bro. 12 songs in 8 hours.
Did he already have this cooked up when he got there, or
what do you mean?
Like all the rhymes and stuff? Did he already have that cooked up?
Yeah. Mostly everything was written. Okay. But even so, I've worked with so many MCs in the studio that doesn't happen, dog. 12 songs in 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? That right there. And we're not talking about 2-verse songs. We're talking about 3-verse songs, because OC is from another era, bro. He's from an era of the 3-verse. The 3-verse song. So these are 3-verse joints, all 3-verse joints, 12 of them in 8 hours. I was like flabbergasted, bro. I was like, holy shit, man, what am I doing? And we still had like 4 days to record, man. I booked like 4 8-hour blocks. You know what I'm saying? And we only had 4 songs left after that first day. We got in, we took 4 hours of that 8-hour block, got the other 4 songs done, you know, listened over it, made sure we didn't want to correct anything, you know, do anything else. So we got everything done, all of that done in a matter of 12 hours. And then we still had 2.5 days left, 2.5 days of book time left. And we was like, yo, I had to tell the engineer, like, yo, I don't know. I mean, we gotta cancel that, bro. Like, my man got in here. Yo, he knocked that shit out. Like crazy.
We done.
You couldn't have made it credit and had it for the future when you do your next joints and shit.
No, well, see, I didn't pay in advance. I just booked.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I booked, so I didn't pay in advance, so I was cool. I wasn't out any money, but it was just like, damn, dog. I've never seen somebody work like that, and to this day, I've never seen somebody work like that. I've worked with a lot of MCs, man, that really, you know, they know what they're doing in the studio, man. They get their work done. But dog, come on, man, like that was crazy to me, you know. So
that's just incredible. Like usually, especially as great as the album came out, is like usually when something's done that quick, you know, it's usually lukewarm, or you know, people would feel that.
I'm good for 4 joints, 12. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying, we all, you know, we all producers in here, man. We've all worked with MCs, and you know, we know what some MCs are capable of, and once, you know, some are not. And like, you know, it's all about quality for me. So if it takes you a little more time to craft a verse and write a rhyme and record it, that's cool. I'm good with that. But you know what I'm saying? There's never any rush. There's never any rush. But yo, if you can be efficient and get that shit done in a good time and it's quality, come on, man, you can't beat that.
Yeah, I got a question about that OC project. The video just came out like last month or something, right? And I'm
yeah.
And I hit up OC. I think I hit you up too, and I was like, "Yo, what happened?" I thought this is old. I don't remember seeing this when it came out. And he's like, "Nah, I just didn't put it up." I was like, "Whatever, I just posted it." Like, you know.
Nah, so we actually made that when we made the album. We made that back in 2012. We made that video, and it just wasn't fitting the mold, man. We wasn't all about like, it was a video chick in the video, man. It was she had guns. It was guns all through the video. It was just like stupid shit that we was just like, it was like, why is there a lowrider bicycle in the video, man? Like, it got nothing to do with the song. We kind of let the engineer kind of, go with his vision, and it wasn't his fault at all. He made a great video, but
he had a regular white t-shirt on. I thought that might have been it.
Yeah, I mean, it was at the time, man. It wasn't really where we wanted to take it, man. And we didn't really want that image, man. And so we just put it in the vault, man. We never. I got other videos like that with other projects. We gonna put them out, and no, we gonna put them out. You know what I'm saying? Me and Raz got another video. Me and Aisha got another. We got videos that we just never seen the light of day, man. And we just put them in the vault, man. Just let them chill for a minute, and then we just put this one out because we were gonna wait for the 10-year anniversary and we was gonna put it out, but we just let it go. And it was just something to get the we repressed the album again, and something to get that going. And Cats was like, cool, man, let's put that shit out, man, and see what people think. And then it's just, I don't know, it just didn't really fit the mold at the time, man. But we put it out just as a one of them old vault type joints, man.
Okay, so they did consult with y'all before they put it out. I thought it was just a surprise.
Yeah, no, we knew it. Definitely knew it. Yeah, definitely knew it. You know what I'm saying? It was, I okayed it. It was like, yeah, that's cool. We can put it out. That's straight, whatever. I didn't care. I just knew, I didn't want people to think that it was new. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want people to think that we just shot this video for this, almost 10-year-old album. And, no, it was old, man. It's an old video. You can look at me and tell I got all this gray. I didn't have all that gray in that video, man. Man.
Jesse West in the video. What up, Jesse?
What up?
Jesse West, man. What's
yeah.
going on,
Yo,
man?
I'm good, man. It's crazy, man. I'm still at work. I'm driving.
Real.
Shit happens, man.
It's real.
Shit happens, man. But what's good, man?
Now, when he came up in here, we just talking Apollo. You heard Apollo Brown, right? He's up in
Absolutely. I think I brought one of his drum kits, man.
What's good, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Yeah. It's like you got a drum kit out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real simple drum kit. Yeah.
Yeah. I copped it, because all of them shits be popping up on my IG, and when they pop up, I just buy them, just
Word
to
up.
have them.
Word up, man.
So,
I appreciate it.
So I remember Apollo Brown drum kit. Yeah, I picked that up. Nice to finally meet you, brother.
Hey, you as well, man.
Yeah.
You still have copies of Dice Game with Guilty Simpson?
Do I got copies? I got personal copies.
Are you willing to sell a personal copy? Yeah,
Nah, man.
Now you got them recording. You got to.
Nah, man.
God damn, man.
I gotta keep my. I know too many artists that don't got copies of their own music, man. I can't be one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yes,
Man.
you're right.
I'm one of them.
Man.
Yo, Jesse, so I know you and Nine, you guys was 24/7 for a minute, right? Because Nine's my man.
Yeah.
That's how I met you, but we never seen each other. We was always inboxing and texting and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I seen you. You always supported the brother, man. Me and Nine, we go way back to high school, man. We went to high school together, and he's one of the. I always tell people he's one of the most lyrical people that I ever met in my life. Cause I can vouch for that. Because like I said, we've known each other since 14 and 15 years old, and he was always somebody that was always ahead of the curve in my eyes. You know, as I got better as an MC, he always was ahead of the curve. He always showed me that there was another level. And that's why he's still doing his thing, you know?
Definitely.
Straight up.
Think about that shit too. He told me that. I remember you guys did the joint like a couple years ago, and he was recording the vocals here. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, that beat right there, the one he was talking about when he was talking about X sounded like him at the end on the last verse and second verse. There's 2 verses, right?
Which one? Fire?
Yeah, Fire. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Shit was crazy, man. For real.
Yeah. You know, I originally made that beat. I was doing a show and I just wanted something to freestyle off of. And so I threw it together real quick. And then before I could even like really use it at the show, 9 came through and I let him hear it. And you know, he just started spitting immediately, man, and we just recorded it. And you know, I improved it a little bit because, like I said, I just threw it together. That's why I got the Impeach the President drums in it.
Yeah.
Because you know, we always felt like that was the ultimate. Impeach the President was the ultimate beat that you could just freestyle and spit on, you know. So I used those drums, and then I threw all the other shit on top of it. That's one of my favorite tracks, man. That I did with 9. But we did a whole lot of music together.
You did joints on his first album, right? And his second, no?
No, I know I did a few on the first album. One of them I collaborated with Shafiq Hussein on the song that me and 9 rhymed on together, the Rich Man Poor Man. But Shafiq Hussein co-produced that song with me. And yeah, that basically was the only song I actually produced on that first album.
Okay.
You know, but we did
it. Brother kind of sounds similar. Y'all, it must be a Bronx thing or something. y'all got that same your voice, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, man, 9 was always in my neighborhood. 9 was always like ahead of. He was always ahead of everybody, man. You know, in terms of styles and cadence and rhythms, you know, with the rhymes. You know, I don't know. You know, he always was on top of the game, man. And so, you know, we definitely linked up, man, because he was, like I said, he was somebody that I always wanted to be around because he just kept me on my toes, man.
Yo,
so you know, I always got a lot of praise for the brother.
How did that KRS-One Step Into the World happen? I want to know, you know what I mean? Like, yo.
Well, actually, you know, one night I was at the tunnel and Flex was playing, remember they used to play the flash thing with, where he used to go, everybody over there, get in, everybody just pinch, and I was playing. And I remember I went into a zone and I was like, I said, damn, man, I wish I had them drums by itself. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna just sample it and I'm gonna just listen to the drums. I ain't gonna pay attention to what's on top. I'm just gonna sample the drums, kick, snare, hi-hat, and just play it like if it was the drums by itself. And then I came up with the loop. It was a 4-bar loop. And then, you know, a couple of months later, you know, Chris called me to come to the studio to let him hear some beats. And I went down there, man, with about 10 or 12 beats. And back in them days, they used to have DAT players. And so, you know, I was fast forwarding in the DAT to get to the next beat. And I played that for like 10 seconds and went to the next 2 beats. And Chris was like, he said, yo, I like that beat you just played. He said, but what about that champ shit that you didn't want me to hear? And I was like, you want to hear that? And I played it for him. And Jeff Finster, everybody from Jive was there. And he picked it. Now, the crazy shit about it is that I was mad. I was mad as a motherfucker that that's the track that he picked. Because it was so simple. You know, it was simple. It was like, it took me about 15 minutes to make it. And I remember I was with my man True Color. We was on the West Side Highway going home, and I was like, "Yo, man, I can't believe out of all the beats I play, this dude picks that fucking beat."
Man, that's how it always.
You know, my
is,
man was like, "Huh?"
That's
Yeah,
how
my
that's
man
how
was
it
like-
that's how it always is, man. That's,
Yeah, the simplistic, and that's the most in terms of that's the most used track of my whole discography, man. Like that track is over 20 years old. We recorded that in 95. And I just got a check for that track a couple of months ago.
Your first check?
Nah, like every year somebody use it in
oh.
it's been in about 5 movies. It was in the 2K, NBA 2K. They used it. It's like every year I get money off of that track.
It makes you even more angry. It's like, why this one of all the joints?
Yeah, and it's the one, it's the evergreen. They call it the evergreen. Every year somebody uses it for something. They use it for CDs. Like they just use it for something every year, man. And that's the only track that out of my discography that went down like that. And that's the weird shit about it.
That was on the KRS-One album, right? Self-titled.
Yeah, it was on I Got Next.
Oh yeah, I got
next. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we must be speeding. We must be speeding. We must gotta back it up. So who's the first artist you worked with or blew up off of?
The first artist I worked with?
Yeah.
The Genius. I did the Genius first single on Cold Chillin'.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Words from the I always used to stare at that album cover, yo.
Words from the Genius. Yeah,
Words from the Genius.
Yeah. So that was like, I think that was like 89 or something like that, or 90. Something like
90.
that. Yeah, that was 90.
It was 90.
And I, back then I worked with through the Genius. I met RZA when he was Rakim. He was on Tommy Boy. And we started working together because we all had the same manager. The brother Mel Kwan was managing all of us. And so he introduced me to Genius. And that single, that's how I met Easy Mo B too, because Easy Mo B did most of the production on that album. That single, they came to me, they wanted a commercial song. So I did it. And then after I did the song, I heard the Genius album. And again, I was pissed. I was like, yo, man, this album is hard. Like Easy Mo B and his brother LG, they was crazy on that album, back then. And again, I was pissed because I was like, they get to shine with the hard shit. And you got me on the album with this, with this old singing, come do me commercial shit. And it didn't, it didn't even fit on the album.
Yeah.
And then, they made me feel better because they was like, yo, it's gonna be the first single, and all that shit. But yeah, I thought that was a real slept on and underrated album. That album was crazy back then.
I agree 100%. I bought it.
Yeah.
Yo, saying that Puffy joint, you did the Super Cat joint.
No, hold on. Let's go through the journey. Let's go down the line. Because I know the first time I heard your name, it was Heavy D, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the songs that the bunch of niggas. See, I rhymed on a bunch of niggas too. I produced it and rhymed on it. Me and my man, we went first, with Biggie, Buster, Robbo. A bunch of us was on that song. But that's when I hooked up with Diddy. When I hooked up with Diddy, he started making all of that type of stuff happen, Right. Naturally, he was the plug, and so he plugged me with Heavy D. He plugged me with Biggie. I was the first one to record Biggie. The first time Biggie was in the booth, I recorded him.
That's crazy.
And he had a 60 bar verse, 60 bars. Jesus. And I told him, I said, yo, you got to break that up, with a chorus and all that. And Big was like, nah, man, I'm not touching it. Fuck that. And I was like, I said, yo, you got to have a hook. He was like, yo, what the fuck is a hook? What's a hook? I had to go outside. I said, Puff, you got to come back in, man. The verse is incredible, but it's 60 bars. He got to break it up. He don't want to break it up. He don't want to break it up. Yeah.
Damn, 60 bars. Get crazy.
Good God. You rap
Yeah,
fast.
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's called Biggie Got the Hype Shit.
Okay.
That's like Fushnikins.
Yeah, that's the Step Into the World joint. That's where I first heard that the Fushnikins use that too. Am I correct or incorrect?
I don't know.
Smooth, ain't got nothing to prove. Like, I mean,
Yo,
I don't know.
Give me a second, man. Give me a second. I gotta jump out. I'm gonna jump back in.
All right.
Give me about 10 minutes. I'm coming back. Give me about 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, look, that's about the only song you can name from them. You can name from them is Fly Smooth.
Yo, Rocco, I see you.
Ring the alarm.
Can we rock? What's up, Doc?
Ring the alarm, man. That was
ring the alarm.
Yeah. They just station. Go ahead, Apollo.
Hey, Rocco, I see you flashing that ring around, bro.
I know, right? Every time I see
look at him right there. I see you.
You doing this?
He's a married man now.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Watch the match too.
Yo, you just posted a video the other day, Rocco. You were at the beach or something, Playa del Mar, motherfuckers.
Where you at? You know what I'm saying?
Where you at?
Yeah, man. Married.
Congratulations, bro. Congrats.
I wasn't ready to see your whole. I wasn't ready to see your whole test like that, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Say it again.
Yo, Mike, you keep losing your.
I said I wasn't ready to.
Go ahead. You keep freezing up while you're talking. Where these brothers at?
Oh,
man?
my bad. I'm
Getting
fucking up the damn shit.
Even though
all that vote shit. He want to be on the Raheem album too.
Yeah, man. Nah, but no, that Rocco. I was in the pictures too, and you see me. I was the back, and I'm thinking I'm a little taller. You see like a side of my face and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one. I was wearing a Yankees hat in his funeral. He's like, Rocco said, I don't care. It matches. I don't care. I'm like, put my shit on. Like, boom.
I don't know what you hiding for. You just trying to hide the pink tie. That's it. I don't care about the hat. I don't care about the hat.
He had me with the pink. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I did it for you. You're my brother. You know what I mean? That's
what's good in it, bro.
Brothers look cool.
You know?
Let it go, man. It was salmon. Let it go.
The bitches is on your dick.
He said it was salmon.
Yeah, it was salmon, man. It wasn't like
you know what I mean.
Stress makes it seem like it was like
what Jay-Z called it.
It was a masculine pink.
I'm too old school. I have to be cool, man.
Like he had pink slacks on with pink bikini loafers. He had pink everything on.
Yes, you act like you look bad, man. It was all right,
man. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, like I had him looking like Pinky and shit with the whole pink.
Yo, brothers, I was on the turntables doing my shit. You know what I mean? And Nikki told me, yo, can you change the music and shit? I said, all right.
Yeah, Nikki hated
it. I was getting on it.
I was enjoying it, but she was trying to get
doing that. Nobody beats the fit. Doom. Nobody. I was getting ready. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, moment. I was like, all right. That's my era. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you had the older people, then you had the younger generation kids, and I was enjoying the 70s, 80s shit. I was in my vibe and zone up in that shit. You know what I mean? When you played your shit, I was happy too, but people were just sitting down. Some people dancing, some people sitting down. It was hard to call it, man.
You know, what's this white boy up there doing on them turntables and shit? Because I was killing that shit, man. I was killing it. I'm telling you, I was like,
I mean, I did not care.
I mean, the guy, like 4 people came to me, like, Stress, you was killing it. And I'm like, and I got kicked off and shit. Like, I was like,
she trying to please other people.
You know, I was on my essence.
I mean, that's what a wedding is, man.
Yeah.
Even everybody else.
No, because you had some people saying like, play some younger music. I'm not doing that. You know,
I think Rocko should have went up on the mic and did one of his songs. This is his wedding and shit.
Well, if we would have planned that shit, I had too much shit going on anyway. You know
we would have did it spontaneous anyways. We would have did that
if
shit.
I would have thought, if I would have knew she was coming out an hour and a half late, maybe.
Damn, man. An hour and a half.
But this ain't knocking Nikki. That's your wife and you're married, man. Salute to that shit. You know what I mean? For real. Like
this is what it is. If I would have knew, I said I could have did
it. What is that, man?
I'm still trying to figure out why
I'm
still trying to figure out why Rocko thought it was his day.
Yeah, right.
Was it your day, bro?
Right. I was just wanted to get the vowels correct. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Hey, it's like remembering a rhyme, right?
Pretty much. I ain't come up with everything ain't flow till that week though. So you know what I'm saying? Everything was still sketchy, but it came off cool.
So Apollo, what you got coming next, man?
And you know I can't tell you that, bro.
You know he ain't gonna tell you that.
Come on, man. You know I can't tell you that.
Right,
Just know I got something coming next, man. And it's a beautiful thing, man. But I can't tell you what it is.
You can
I
tell
can tell you it'll probably drop in, I'm guessing, October.
Yo, when you did the Ghostface album, you guys did that together too. He came out there. How did the Ghostface album?
No, we didn't do that. So the Ghostface album was different, man. That was like probably the most complicated album I ever did, man. So Soul Temple called me up one day and was like, yo, we want an Apollo Brown version of the Ghostface album of 12
Adrian
Reasons
Young.
to Die. Yeah, so Adrian Young had the main version. They wanted an Apollo Brown version called the Brown Tape. And they were going to give away, it was just going to be a cassette version that they were going to give away with like a package. So the package was like vinyl, CD, cassette. I think it was like a poster and then like a comic book or some shit like that. And so they was like, I was like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm down or whatever. They paid me handsomely. So I was like, bet, I'll do it. So they sent me all the vocals. And I was like, all right, cool. Where are the beats at? So I need to know the BPMs. I need to know. They didn't send me any beats. So I had to craft beats around these vocals, not knowing what the BPMs are. And I don't know if you know anything about Wu. You never know what the bar count's gonna be.
Nope.
The bar count, it ain't just standard 16 or 20 or by fours or whatever. The bar count could be 7. It could be 17 bars. It could be 11 bars.
Yeah. And not to interrupt, but I would have to say Master Killer might be the easiest to figure that.
Man, one verse can be 9 bars. Another verse can be 24 bars. It'd be like, come on, dog. So all the beats on that album, I had to craft around the vocals, not knowing the BPMs, not knowing the bar count, and literally one at a time, man. And I had to get it done in 2 weeks. So that was the hardest album I ever had to make, man. And a lot of people think it's a remix. A lot of people are like, oh, you remixed the album. I'm like, nah, I didn't remix the album. I never heard Adrian Young's version of the album before I got done. They wouldn't let me hear it. They was like, yo, you can't hear it. You just got to make your own version. I was like, bet. But I was like, yo, you ain't gonna send me no drums, no nothing, no skeletons. Like they didn't send me shit, man. So it was like, I had to craft the beats around these vocals, and then I had to hurry up because me and Fame from MOP got in the studio and mixed it.
Trying to find this place.
So
did you
you said what?
Did you feel like when you did it? Did you feel an ascension when you did that, like an evolution of yourself? Because when I listened to it,
at first, man,
I was like, man, he's on another level right now. Because the first time I heard you was with ProeGrayum. So then,
the first time I heard it together, I was proud of it, but I didn't like it. So I didn't like it because I was the way that I was forced to do it and the time crunch, you know, doing it. And I felt like I worked hard on it. That's all I did, literally from day and night. Cause like I said, I had to craft beats around vocals, man. So not knowing BPMs, not knowing bar counts, nothing. I had to craft beats around vocals. That shit's backwards. So doing that, man, it took me that whole 2 weeks to do, man. Like I had to really like sit down and day and night and really do that shit. And then they kept adding shit and whatever. But no, at first, man, I didn't like it, man. When I got done with it, I was like, yo, I don't even like this, man. It's not even, you know, it just didn't feel right at first, man. I'm like, then the more and more I listened to it, man, I was like, you know what? It's telling a story. You know, it's not just the vocals that are telling a story. The beats were telling a story. You know, it started to mesh, man. It started to kind of, you know, come together, and then I started liking it.
It was doper than the Adrian Young's version to me.
I mean, that's what everybody said. You know, Adrian Young's a beast. Adrian Young is you know, amazing composer, man. But what happened was they ended up selling that brown tape like crazy, and everybody wanted it, so they put it on digital version. Then they ended up putting it on CD, and then ended up, you know, pressing it on vinyl, and it just became this whole like thing, man. Like motherfuckers they was wanting the brown tape version more, and you know, then again they had to pay me some more handsomely because of that, and and then I don't even Soul Temple don't even exist no more, man. They fell under, man. That was RZA's label, but that shit, man, that album, man, putting that album together, man, was, I'm proud of it, man, because of what I did, man. But it was just like it was hard as hell, man. I wanted to quit many times, bro.
You said
needle popping between all the joints, man. That shit was ill.
You said the cassette, it came out on the cassettes?
Yeah, it came out on cassette, yeah.
Were the cassettes brown?
Yeah.
That's dope. And
it was a whole thing, man. It was like, yo, they wanted to call it was like the brown tape, whatever. I got a few cassettes, man. That's what it came out as first. And then eventually they had brown ones and they had white ones. And then eventually they put it on every format.
That's crazy. I didn't think about your last name's Brown. I'm like, nah, like it took me, I'm like, Brown. Okay, the Brown.
Yeah,
okay.
it was the brown tape. Yeah.
So just to clarify, so you was working on the remix even before the original had dropped?
Well, see, that's the thing. It wasn't a remix, man.
I mean, no.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it was everybody thought it was, you know, oh, it was I remixed the album and all that shit. And I'm like, yo, this was just my version. This was before the album even dropped. And they wouldn't let me hear Adrian Young's version. They were just like, yo, we would just want you to come up with your, you know, what you hear when you hear these vocals, when you hear these lyrics and the story that's being told, what would you come up with? And
so
I was like,
did they tell you what they were going for at the end of it all, or?
No. I mean, as far as theme and concept and sound, no, they just told me to do whatever I wanted to do. And, you know, I'm not a lot of the beats on there are faster. I'm not a fast, you know, I'm not a high BPM producer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mid-tempo producer, man. So I felt some of it was uncomfortable to me because it was faster than what I would usually do. But, you know, they say when you're uncomfortable, man, you tend to make great things, man. And I guess that's, you know, I don't know. I guess that's what happened.
Well, it was ill.
I appreciate it.
I know that.
Appreciate it.
Did you ever talk to Ghost after that?
Yeah, you know, we did a show in was we at? I think Czech Republic, man, and we were in the hallway together talking about it, man. And you know, we never got together formally talk about it, but we were just in the hallway bullshit one night after a show, man. We was talking about it, man. And you know, we had actually talked about doing some other shit together, man, but you know, it never materialized. So
it'd be dope to hear Apollo Brown and Raekwon do some shit. That shit would be dope.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. I would love to do that, man.
Have you ever thought about doing anything with any of the Griselda boys?
That was something that we kind of had in the works back in the day, and you know, I've obviously worked with them and, you know, done shit with them, man. And, you know, we've done like 4 or 5 joints together over the years, man. But, you know, they don't need me, man. They got Derringer, man. They got all kinds of dope producers, man, over there. They don't need me.
I mean, they when they did their vocals, they came to you or they sent the vocals to you?
You talking about them?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, so that right there, man, that was feature shit. So anytime I do feature shit, so when I'm working on an album, I always get in the studio with the person, man, with the artist. You know, that's one of the things we got left, man, is getting in the studio and vibing out together. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the few things we got left in this industry, man, is to get together. But when it comes to features, though, man, it's not really cost efficient to get in the studio together just for a feature, man. That's like, yo, I'll send you the beat over, you know, lay this down, man, send it back to me, you know, or whatever. Or I'll send a beat over for whatever they're doing, or, you know, but getting in the studio, it's not really cost effective, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that'd be
especially
cool.
When we don't live in the same city, you know what I'm saying? So we lived in the same city, absolutely. But, you know, they down in Atlanta, man. So, you know, I'm in Detroit.
Just like I always said, I always want to hear because of Detroit. I want to see Apollo Brown Elzai album. That's really what I want to see.
Oh, that'd be beautiful too, man.
I think Elzai's my favorite rapper from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Elzai is amazing, man. He's definitely one of the greatest to do it.
Yeah, I think you could put him. I could put him in the bars with anybody, and he's gonna fuck with them all.
I'm over there.
Oh, without a doubt.
You think we can get another Apollo and Hassan joint?
You said get another one?
Yeah.
Man, you know, I don't know if you could tell over the years, man. I'm not a big fan of sophomore albums, man. So, you know, I'm kind of a one and done type of dude, man. When it comes to that, only you know, albums I've done sophomore group, you know, is Ugly Heroes. But other than that, man, once we do an album, it's kind of like you can never get away from the comparison. In this industry, it's all about comparisons, man. They will always compare your last album to your first album, or this album to that album, or whatever. And it's, oh, this one's better than that one, or that one's better than this one. Oh, this one's dope, but it ain't that one. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm good on sophomores, man. People don't. You said what?
I was just gonna say, like, with you definitely one of those people that leave folks wanting more, especially with the concept that you put together with these albums. Right, and it's like, yo, just put together another one, man. Just another one, just for me.
Nah, man. I've toyed around with doing, you know, me and Guilty have toyed around with doing another one. Me and Sky, me and Joel, we've all toyed around with doing another one, man. And it'll probably happen one day, man. I'm not huge with sophomores, man. It's just, you know, when we get done, I feel like the album's perfect, and I just don't want to even like mess with that, man. Like it is what it is. So, but I mean, we might, you know, I enjoy working with them cats. So, you know, we might do another one.
Definitely. Yo, Jesse, you back? What up, brother, man?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Rocko, go ahead.
I'm just doing a bunch of different things at one time, but I'm good now. You turn the light on. Yeah.
Rocko, go back to your next question you was leading up to.
I don't even remember. I think we was on the Puffy and the Biggie recording, and the third. We about to go into that third eye and all of that. So
yeah, well, you know, like I said, after I did the Genius, right after I did the Genius, I also did something for Shelly Thunder. She was a reggae artist. She had a big record out called Koof. Right. And based off the strength of the record, she got signed to Fall from Broadway. And you know, so I did a few songs on that album with her. But then right after that, I got signed to Motown. I was like the first rap record that Motown put out was I wasn't the first rap artist they signed, but they had an MC. The first rap artist Motown ever signed was a girl named MC Trouble. And
I remember MC Trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, she died in her sleep, man. And so you know, it ended up I was the second. Well, actually, I signed at the same time with Rich Nice. I don't know how many of y'all know Rich Nice.
Remember Rich Nice?
Yeah, you know, Rich Nice. Right now he fuck with Sway in the morning. Well, the Sway's universe. He's one of the hosts with Heather B. But back in the days, a lot of people don't know he used to rhyme, and he was also on Motown. We signed together with a production deal. We had a production company called To the Left. So we both signed together, and I finished my album, and then the album came out on Motown. And through the album on Motown, that's how I met Puffy. And you know, Puffy brought Biggie to me because he wanted to sign Biggie, but Biggie didn't have a demo. And, you know, I had a studio, and he called me and asked me, you know, could he bring, he said, yo, I got this artist that I want to sign, but I can't sign him. I can't convince Andre Harrell to sign him because he don't have a demo. And back in them days, you know, when the major labels started signing hip hop, if you had an album, like if you had a demo, if you had an album, that would increase your chances of getting signed because you had all that shit done. So when I heard he was about to sign a nigga that didn't even have a demo, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck is this that's gonna get a record deal and he ain't got no demo? That shit is unheard of. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, bring that nigga to me. Bring him to me. Because I had all my, you know, I had a bunch of demos and shit that I was recording. I had them all queued up. You know, my idea was I was gonna outshine this nigga when he bring him. I was like, yo, this motherfucker can't be nicer than me. And when Puffy bring him, I'm gonna show what time it is. I had my shit queued up. But after I heard that 60-bar verse, I never played none of my shit that night. I was about, my first instinct was I wasn't gonna rhyme no more. I was just gonna make beats. After hearing Biggie and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's how that demo went down. But, you know, I tell this story all the time. What happened was when they left, I stood up in the studio all night listening to that song because it was the way Biggie wrote that it kind of like changed my life because I got up in the morning. I went home that night, I wrote a song, and I got up in the morning and I ran to the studio and recorded it. And it was the song that, hold on a minute.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Go,
you know,
Council.
Real when they doing work shit.
Williams.
Behind the boards. Behind the
take his business
No,
out.
I just brought an operator down for fitness, Livingston.
You're stressed, you want to meet him up?
Oh, he back.
Yeah, sorry about that. As I said, I'm still working, man. But anyway, yeah, I recorded the song, man, because it was the way Biggie wrote, like he opened up doors for me, man, because before I heard Biggie, everything that I heard and all the other artists that I worked with, man, we rhymed like in a box. You know, everything was in a box. Everything was precise. And what I got from Big that day was he didn't have no pattern. He rhymed wherever he felt like it. Like if the second line didn't rhyme with the first line, he made the next line rhyme. And he just said what the fuck he wanted, whether it rhymed or not. And that's what I got from him. And it changed my writing style. And I recorded this song. And when I did the tracks for Heavy D, when Heavy D came to listen to the beats, I played the song again for like 10 seconds. Same shit like with KRS, I swear to God. After I played 3 more beats, Puff was like, yo, I want that beat and that beat and that beat for Hev. But what's up with that dude that was rhyming that you ain't want to let me hear? And I was like, yo, that was me. And he was like, let me hear that shit. And I let him hear it. And that's how Bad Boy started, like right there in the studio. He started telling me about, you know, he had this dream with Bad Boy Records and he was waiting for someone, because you know Puffy came up with the blueprint with the in-house production. He pioneered that shit, and he told me that, you know, he was waiting for somebody that was an artist and a producer that could help him launch his label, and so that's how we started with Bad Boy. But it got me signed to Bad Boy from a rhyme I wrote after hearing Biggie Smalls. So that's why I tell people, man, Biggie changed my life overnight. You know, I'm just keeping it real. I ain't even, you know, it's not like I never sounded like Big, but I wrote like Big. I wrote, you know, I got my writing style from him, you know, straight up.
Why didn't you ever get no production on Ready to Die then?
I did about 8 songs for Ready to Die, but I jumped ship a little too early before the album came out. So since I jumped ship, everything that I produced, they did new music for. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them songs.
No joints. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like for instance, the song that 50 Cent used with Biggie, we the realest, nigga. 50 Cent and B.I.G., my nigga. I originally produced that. That's why 50 got a hold of the acapella and he took it to Wu Kid, and Wu Kid put a new beat to it. The reason why it was acapella, because they took the vocals off of the beat that I originally did.
Yeah.
That's why my vocals is still on that track. You know, if you listen to the track and when you hear it going, you niggas understand, you niggas, that's me, because I originally did that track. So they did a lot of that with the songs that I did with Big. He just didn't want me to get no Bad Boy money, which, you know, it is what it is. That's why I say I jumped ship a little too early. I should have waited at least till the album came out. And then bounce. But I bounced too early. You know what I'm saying? I missed out on millions by doing that shit too. Because Ready to Die is like, that shit's like double diamond or some shit by now.
Yeah. Regardless, that story is just about as gold as the records.
Facts.
No, that
untold story right there.
You didn't want to be on that crossover shit, huh? You was on your EPMD shit, huh? Like you're like, I don't want to do that shit. Like,
nah, Puff wasn't really on no crossover shit. You know, he wasn't like when we was recording the Third Eye album and we was recording and Biggie was recording Ready to Die. He basically let us do what we wanted to do. He just wanted to be in the booth. You know, it wasn't until you know, I don't know how. I think once they recorded Juicy, he realized he was on to something. And let me get out this car, man, because there's some police activity going on right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm out in BK right now. All right, we good. Yeah. I think when he did the Juicy song with the Juicy and shit, it kind of sparked ideas, man, and he kind of ran with it. But I was doing all of the remixes for Puff, all of the Jodeci remixes I did. I did the Mary J. Blige Reminisce remix, and then of course the Super Cat remix.
Yeah.
What's ill about the Super Cat remix is that after I did the beat and everything, I remember I was in the studio and Puff came to me. He was like, "Yo, he said, you, Big, and there was another brother that was down with Third Eye, man, that rhymed on a bunch of niggas with me. That was part of Third Eye. It was 2 of us, but he died and shit. But Puff came and was like, you know, we all gonna rhyme on this remix. And I remember saying to him, why? And he was like, yo, you don't think it'd be dope, you know, hip hop with reggae on this beat? I was like, I don't want to rhyme on this shit. And he was like, yo, I'm telling you, you'd be dope on it. And he told the engineer, he said, play the beat. And the engineer played the beat. He played the beat. And Puff was like, yo, Wes, you know how you be doing your shit? Like, you could come in with this shit right here. Ring, ring. And it started humming it. And I was like, oh, shit. That's kind of dope. Let me get a pen and a paper and I just changed it to Bling Bling. But that came from Diddy. He just said ring ring. I changed it to Bling Bling. But that was his idea. You know,
who wrote his verse? Did he write his own verse?
No, I wrote his verse.
I figured that.
I wrote his verse. See, everybody was laughing at him. Even Andre Harrell came to me and was like, yo, why you let Puffy play himself like that on that track? And I remember telling Andre, I said, yo, Andre, he's just having fun, man. Let him have his fun. You know, he ain't serious. He just want to have some fun. Let the man have some fun. It wasn't until I realized he was serious about it where I was like, damn.
He was dead ass.
He was dead ass serious.
Yeah.
And he made it happen. But I gotta respect the brother because he said to me, I know I ain't hot or none of that. I ain't like y'all. But he said, but I'ma surround myself with niggas like you and Big and let y'all write for me. And I'm a be a star rapper. And I remember he was telling me that shit, and I was saying in my mind, no, you're not. That shit is not gonna happen. You ain't got skills like that. But he had that vision. He knew he could get talent around him. He knows how to use talent. He know how to use resources and people. He's a genius with that. And a lot of the remixes and stuff that I did with him, I had to share credit with him. And people were like, yo, if you stood in the studio and you did everything, why you let him share credit? And I was like, because he was the facilitator. Like, to give you an example, when we were doing the remix for Reminisce for Mary J. Blige, and he asked me, what should we do on the remix? And I told him, I said, what would be dope if we use the bass line from rap's new generation, right? And I was like, and since Pete Rock and CL Smooth got Reminisce out, if you could get CL Smooth to rhyme on this shit, that'd be dope. I'll throw some of the Reminisce horns in there. That'd be dope. I went home, I did the beat, went across the street to the Marriott, rented a room and went to sleep. When I came back across the street to the Hit Factory, CL Smooth was there, writing his verse. Puffy made that shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know CL Smooth at the time. He made it happen.
That's probably a heavy D connect, right? Because it's Pete's cousin.
Yeah, Pete Rock, his cousin.
Yeah.
That Mount Vernon shit, yo.
Yeah. Same thing with the Super Cat remix. I was like, yo, if we could get somebody to sing on this, right? And he was like, I could get Mary. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Mary J. Blige on this shit, that shit'd be crazy. And, a couple of hours later, Mary was in the studio. So for me, I was like, yo, he deserved credit. He made the shit happen, man. It's not, Quincy Jones got credit for producing a lot of records that he never played an instrument on. But he produced those records. He brought everybody together, and musicians and that's kind of like what Diddy did, man. That's where he don't get a lot of credit for that. A lot of people don't give him credit. I keep it real. I give him credit for that.
Did Puffy ever take a Jesse West beat and say he made it?
Nah.
No?
Nah, he didn't do that because he don't make beats. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't. Yeah, he writes checks.
Yeah, he don't make beats. I mean, by now he might be a little more knowledgeable, with the boards and the mixing and shit like that than he was back then. I'm sure he knows a lot more than he did back then. But back then, he was the facilitator, man. He was a facilitator. Like, he get the money. He got the money. He made the money. He made the deals. And at the end of the day, without that, ain't shit happening.
Definitely. Yo, speaking of that, Super Lover C's in here, and he said he wanted to say what's up to you, Jesse.
Super Lover C. Oh my God. What's up, Super Lover C?
What's going on, my brother? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Yo, you know who be talking about you all the time that I listen to? Brother Panic.
Who? Oh, Panic? Oh, Brother Panic?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just listening to something he was talking about you and shit, man.
Yeah,
he always talk about it. He always big you up and shit, man. Yeah.
That's my homie. Me and him, we used to run back in the days, back in the 80s.
Yeah. He always going to his little stories, man. And as a matter of fact, he was talking about you the last video he put up, man. The last one he put up on his channel. He was mentioning you, man. How you been, though, brother?
I've been surviving, brother. You know how it go.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. Same here. You know, I still do my thing, though, man. I stay in the lab every night, man. I'm in the lab, man. Every night, man. Every night. I don't stop. You know, I don't write the lyrics no more. I don't spit. So I don't have a passion for it like I used to, man. But I got a passion for these beats.
I hear that.
I stay with the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe y'all two brothers need to link up and do something because I know Super working on this joint.
Oh Lord. Already have the chemistry.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh, you doing your thing. You doing your thing?
Man, it's somebody just said chemistry. That's what it is, man. I need that. I need that right. You know, I need that. I need that shit, man.
Right. So we gotta connect. We gotta connect somehow, man. Like I know Stress. I know you got my man.
I'll make it all work. It ain't nothing, man.
Make sure you hit him with the math. And absolutely, brother, just reach out to me because like I said, I'm in the lab every day.
Okay.
You know, I do my thing like I'm doing now to pay my bills, but I'm in the lab every day, man. That's my love. And it's a whole, you know, when I found, man, because I got 30 years in the game now, man, and I found that when you sit down to create for the love and you ain't worrying about whether it's gonna bring you some money, that's a whole nother, it opens a whole nother door, man, in creativity. Right. You know, when I was dependent on selling a beat to survive, it's like I couldn't make shit, man. I couldn't make no beats. I couldn't finish a beat, man. You know, you're too critical, man. I sit down and I'm like, damn, they ain't gonna buy this. Nah, this ain't that shit. Nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And before you know it, you ain't doing nothing. You in the kitchen and you ain't cooking shit.
Yeah,
because you're worried about how it's gonna taste.
Right.
I don't go through that no more.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it now, man. I just need something that's gonna ignite. Because I listen to tracks, man, and they start talking to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then from there, I just roll. I flow.
Right.
So I got some things and I'm slow moving with them. But, you know, one of the hardest things is, you know, what I did back then, Super Lover C, the girls that got them locked, you know, when you 50 plus years old, you know, what do you write about? Girls that got them locked still? You know what I mean?
Nah.
Right.
You write about life. Because we don't live.
Right.
You know, we don't live. See, I was just I was talking to Grand Mix of DST. I don't know how many people remember him, man. Grand Mix of DST. Yep. I was talking to him about a week ago, right? And I was telling him, because he working on the project, and he was asking me if I still spit. And I was telling him, you know, I think amazingly enough, my pen game is the best that it ever been. Because when you live, you got so much more to write about. It's much more, what you write is so much more profound. It has so much more meaning because it's not, I don't write about how nice I am on the mic no more.
Right.
That shit is redundant. You know what I'm saying? That's for the youth. I don't write about that. I write about shit that somebody like yourself could listen to and say, damn, you know, I could feel that because I've been through that. My problem is the delivery. Okay. I get behind that mic, I just don't feel it no more, man, when I deliver it. But I know what I wrote is nasty. I know that for a fact, you know. Like the brother Nine, he in the same boat. Like his lyrics is crazy, but he still has a passion. So when he get on the mic, he deliver because he don't make beats. So his passion is that pen. You know,
Right.
I make beats. Most of my success and what people know me from is from the beats, man.
Right.
And that's what I do.
Yeah, I didn't know that you I didn't know you had to spit game.
Oh yeah. I was nasty with it for a minute.
Third Eye? You remember Third Eye?
Third Eye.
Well, I mean, you know, honestly, when I listen to the Super Cat joint, I cringe, man, when that shit come on, man. I'm like, damn. But then I remember, man, I was 25 years old, man, when I did that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a little Onyx influence up in there, it seemed like.
No. Onyx got influenced by us. Onyx wasn't known yet. Onyx, remember, Slam came out in 94. The Super Cat remix came out in 93.
You sure 94? You sure it's not like 93 or 92?
94. Slam came out in 94. Google it. Super Cat came out in 93.
I thought it was earlier that. Damn, that's crazy. Yo, damn.
Nah, truth be told, all of us was influenced by Busta Rhymes. That's where all that shit came from. That's my opinion. Because that amp shit was Busta Rhymes.
August 10th, 1993.
What, Slam?
Yep, August 10th. That's my mother's birthday, August 10th. Man, that's crazy.
Wow.
I did the Google shit. Yeah. So
okay. I know I had never heard of Onyx, man, when around them times. The animation, the way we was rhyming was definitely inspired by Busta Rhymes. Because he was the dragon, you gotta remember. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that that Redman was inspired by Busta? Wow, because the freaking style crazy. Like
Nah.
That was actually K Solo, right?
Nah,
I wouldn't say Redman was influenced by Busta. Nah. Redman.
I agree. I don't think so.
Now Redman is you know, I used to fuck with Redman back then, man. He was real cocky and concerned about doing his own thing. You know, so I don't see him being influenced by nobody like that.
I think anybody's influenced by something they thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an influence. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that shit's dope. You know what I mean? Because it triggered your mind a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you go totally bite that shit, but it could fucking catch you. Like you said, like earlier with Apollo, he said his drum kits. I fuck with your drum kits because I know that you make dope beats. I like your shit. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about Busta to me, sorry, but Busta was just mad animated. Busta to me, Busta ain't had that flow. Like he couldn't rhyme with Rakim at that time. You know what I'm saying? Red came out with rhyming. Red was just rhyming. Red wasn't animated. I think that influence probably came along like with Cypress Hill and all that shit like that.
Yeah.
I think Redman's influence is who discovered him. You know what I'm saying? He was all about rapping hardcore and sounding, you know what I'm saying? He had his own.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you could tell that Busta was Busta definitely ripened with age.
I mean, animation.
I can hear that Busta influence in a Redman delivery.
Animation.
It depends on
what
Redman
animated that wasn't, but that shit wasn't going to live up in those ciphers. So Busta had to change his shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, old Dirty Bastard had to animate it too, but he came after Busta. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Leaders of the new school. There was not really an animated Busta.
I met A-Son when I was doing the shit with Genius, you know, because that was his cousin. So when I met A-Son, he was about maybe 16, 17. And we had a cipher one day at Green Street Studio. And he rhymed, and he actually did that, you know, when he go chicka blow, blowing to death. he actually did that shit, and they told him to sit down. They told him to sit down, and I thought it was funny as hell. I had never heard nothing like it. I was thinking that shit and cracking up, you know, that he did that. And so
he was too hyped.
Huh?
They said he was too hyped.
Yeah, it was just different. It was like, what the fuck?
Different.
Different. It was different, but then he didn't change. Like by the time we heard him, he didn't change, man. And that shit, you know, and it was incredible. But that studio, we was cracking up, like, yo, because he just was crazy anyway, man. He was crazy. You know, I don't like to use the word crazy, man. He was just different, man. He was in his own lane. And
that animated style was definitely, you know, the attractive piece of him, man, because, you know, for some odd reason it was just it was contagious. Like every time you heard him spit, man, you be wanting to, you know, jump up and get loud and get crazy, just like he was.
Yeah.
Yo, let me get a Jesse. Speaking of that, let me get a Biggie story, because he said he was Biggie with him in the beginning. Let me get a Biggie story.
A Biggie story?
Yeah.
Damn. Let me think of an interesting Biggie story, man. Let me think on that a minute. Let me think on that a minute, man, because, you know, I'll give you a Biggie story. One day we was because back then when we was going to parties, we used to have to wait for Puff to come so we could get in. So one day we was going to the Muse on 14th Street, and it was me, Big, and Little C's, and it might have been somebody else, and it was freezing cold, and we had to go to a payphone to beat Puff to find out when he was coming to the Muse so we could get in and shit, because we couldn't get in. And so I beeped him. He called back. He said he's on his way to meet him in front. So as we walking down 14th Street, Big starts saying to me, Wes, I know you be collecting records. You into that old school shit, man. He was like, yo, you up on the Stylistics? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm up on the Stylistics. He said, yo, give me some titles, you know, for the Stylistics. I said, okay, stop, look, listen to you. He was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. I said, what about you are everything and everything? He was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. I said, make up to Brady Cup. He said, that's gonna work. I said, so work on what? What you mean? You gotta rhyme and shit? He was like, yeah. I said, let me hear it. So he did the rhyme. He said, make up the breakup. He's rhyming, and then he goes, Hail Mary, full of grace, smack the bitch in the face, take a Gucci bag in the North Face. I said, Big, you dead wrong. He said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, Wes, that's the name of this song. Yo, Big, you're dead wrong. That's how that shit came about. So every time I hear that song, I smile. I'm like, damn, you know, it's just crazy.
All out of spite.
That's worth clipping.
All out of spite.
Yeah.
I know, program.
That's worth clipping, Stress. That's worth clipping.
Yeah, that's a ill Biggie story. How that shit came about.
You ever met Biggie?
Once. I was actually walking through a club, and he was walking towards me, I'm walking towards him, man. Made eye contact, and he said, Super Lover C, man, much respect, you know? And that was it, man. I said, respect. We just kept it moving. And I think they were rocking that night, too. They were rocking that night, yeah.
Hey, no negatives.
I mean, Jesse, you say when you heard Duty James, that was one of the biggest records in New York, huh? That fucking, in the world, the whole country.
I think that might have been the first time I heard a record that they sampled Impeach the President. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I don't remember nothing else before that with Impeach the President.
Before that was The Bridge, you know.
The Bridge.
MC Shan, yeah.
Yeah,
but he didn't use it. He chopped it and did it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you used that shit. You know what I'm
saying?
I used it.
It was funny how you said earlier that everybody's influenced by something, but when I heard that in Peace the President chop like that, I was like, that's crazy. But stress, of course, you know that we talked about how I didn't write Do the James 2 in Peace the President. I wrote it to the Blues and Pants, you know, guitar riff, and then we threw that in Peace the President in there because I loved it so much. You know what I mean? So that's how that came about.
Yo, Paul C had that shit knocking.
Shit. Yeah, he did his thing to it. Jesse, you know Daryl Peaks?
Peaks?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my man.
Yeah.
In a minute, but I know Peaks. Peaks used to have this artist named Dollar, right? Crazy, man. Dollar was crazy. I ain't seen Dollar for years, and then out of the blue, man, Peaks sent me a clip. This motherfucker was robbing banks and shit, man. Dollar. Did you meet Dollar?
Nah, I never met Dollar.
You never? I did a song with Dollar about 18 years ago. Mm-hmm. And Peaks sent me that shit about 3 months ago, and the shit sound like today. Yo, he was so ill. He sent me the song and then sent me a news clip with Dollar and shit locked up, man, robbing banks. I was like, damn, man. But yeah, Peaks. I haven't seen Peaks in a minute, but I've been sending Peaks beats. You know, he got some of my beats. He emailed me about a month ago asking, you know, he doing a project with the Rhyme World and can do some of them beats. I said, come on, man. I mean, what the fuck they gonna do? Sit there? You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I actually did one. I did something to one of your joints.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, which one? How it go?
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up for you now. It's crazy because we never complete. I mean, I did the track, but me and Peaks did come to an agreement on it.
Yeah, he was like, yo, can you know, I got artists, can I use these beats? I was like, hell yeah. Like, what the fuck else they gonna do? They gonna just sit on a tape or whatever the fuck you got it on. If you gonna use them, use them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that the name of that track.
Craziest thing to me is when producers send out beats, they get paid for them and then never hear from the beats again. It's like, well, why'd you pay for it in the first place?
And never hear from who again? Peaks?
No, not just from artists in general. It's like producers will send out a beat, get paid for the beat, but then you would never hear the beat again. It's like, well, what's the point in paying for it if you're just gonna let it sit?
Because artists are fickle creatures, bro. They'll sit on shit for years, man.
Yeah.
I just never understood it. It's like, okay, you paid this money, but you know, you paid this money.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of beats from dudes like DR Period. I got a beat from old Easy Mo B. And we never did nothing with it, man. But we paid them this shit, you know. DR Period wasn't giving up nothing until he got paid. DR Period wasn't playing with his bread.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, we had a DR Period on the radio before. Shout out to DR Period. He did a lot of MOP shit, right? Fucking
Yeah. He used to have a studio out in Brooklyn. Yeah, DR Period was dope.
Definitely. I thought he was from Jersey. He's not from Jersey. He's from New York?
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So that's how the MOP shit happened, because they're from Brooklyn, right? So, all right.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from, but, you know, he had a studio in Brooklyn. He had a house. He had a house, and in his house, in the basement, he had a studio out in BK.
Yeah, so remember that when the Loud Records, the 24/7 joint came out, and you guys was rhyming together, and Nine wasn't using the deep voice shit?
Yeah, because I don't know, you know, he got a little disenchanted with it, and you know, he was still dope, and we did the project, man, on a whim, man. actually, we were just hanging out one day, and again, Flex was playing all the old school beats, and he played Dance to the Drummer's Beat on the radio. And I was like, I said, nah. I said, nobody ever rhymed on this shit. He was like, because it's too fast. I said, let's slow it down. How would it sound slowed down? He said, you got the record? I said, yeah. I pulled it out, sampled it, and slowed it down. And while I was making the beat, he was writing his rhyme. And after I finished, he had his rhyme. I wrote my rhyme. And we did the song. And I was at a celebrity, like not a celebrity, but it was an annual basketball game they used to have in the Bronx. And Flex was DJing. And I let Flex hear it. And he signed us. You know, he had the franchise records on loud. And based on that one record, he signed us. Shit. But you know, Nine and Flex go way back, way back.
Yeah, Nine told me.
In fact, Nine was the one that gave him the name Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah.
And I knew Flex before Nine. I knew Flex when he was a little kid, man. When he was like 11 years old, man, he couldn't come downstairs. He used to be up in the window. Yo, West, say that rhyme for me. He was a little kid. He was about 13. No bullshit. We used to call him Junior. That was his name. His name was Junior.
So Wes, the name of that track was I'm Real.
Can't you see I'm real?
Yeah. That shit was hard. That's hard as a motherfucker, man. Yeah.
Yo, that's beautiful, man. Like, you know, I like that, man. When you know, like a track can stand the test of time like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, is a special thing because, you know, not every beat that I did could stand the test of time like that, you know. And damn, I need to get a hold of that shit and do it again.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. Back then. Yeah. So you put vocals on it?
Yeah, I did. I put some vocals on it.
Let us hear it, man.
You know, play. This is exclusive right here. What you got? You don't know how
exclusive if it's on
well, the reason why I won't let you hear it is because of the cross situation. So I did it for Peaks, but it was your beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't finish that business with Peaks yet.
Oh, I got you. But yeah. He did do his due diligence business-wise and came to me and told me, you know, I got some artists. He didn't say no names. He said, I got some artists that, you know, they want to use some of your beats. Is it, you know, how you feel about that? And I told him, come on, man. I was like, come on, man. If you got tracks from me that I gave to you that long ago and you letting people hear it and they still feeling it, by all means, man, do you. You know what I'm saying? You, because it ain't just strictly about business. It's about art too with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I gotta reach out to the brother, man. He keep hitting me, telling me to call him, man. And I've been saying I'm gonna call him. But I'm gonna holler at him tomorrow and shit, man. Finally, man. I ain't speak to Peaks in years, like in person in years.
So have you ever shopped any of your older work, like 20-year-old beats or something like that you've been sitting on, and have you ever tried to like reshop them or see who's biting? Because I remember Buster, you know, that last project he did, he pointed out that third track that he got on his album is from 20 years ago. He just pulled it out the vault and decided to do some shit on it.
Well, I never did because I never ran into, you know, I don't run into too many artists that make me feel like, because back then everything I did was samples, you know what I'm saying? What they call today, they calling that shit boom bap. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I just haven't encountered any artist that was interested in what they, you know, what we would call boom bap. So I just never shopped it, you know, and I'm a musician, man, and I know how to understand the elements of all of the new shit they doing, all that trap, all that drill shit. I could do it, but the challenge is doing it hot. You know, because there's a young cat out there, there's young producers out there that, I should say beat makers, because it takes experience to really become a producer. But there's a lot of young beat makers out there that got their Fruity Loops and their laptops and they put together their beats. And they may not be as experienced or well-rounded and knowledgeable as me, but they do that trap shit better than me. Right. You know what I'm saying? They do that drill shit better than me.
That's it. You about to play it?
Yeah, I got it, but I don't have it connected where y'all can hear it clean.
If you want to send me the email and I'll delete it right after, I'll play a part of it to get the sound, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the email in here. I'll send it to you. Hold on, in here.
Well, that's the thing though, Stress. Are you sure it's gonna be good if we plan on posting this on YouTube right after?
It's up to him. He knows this is gonna. I won't play the whole thing. I'll play a part of it and then I'll cut it. And he tells me to cut it. Okay, that's it. I'm like, all right. It's on Super Level C. Whatever you want to do. Here's the email right there. Send it to this email right here.
I'm gonna hold off on it for good business, but you know what? Not that we can't hear it later.
Yeah,
I'm talk to Peaks, yeah. Because Peaks, at the end of the day, Peaks told me that the track was gone now. Somebody else was rapping to it.
What? That Can't You See I'm Real shit?
Yeah.
Damn, that shit don't make no sense.
Why would you do that? Right? Isn't it your beat? Isn't it your beat? Like, yo.
Well, what it is? Okay, so Peaks had it in his inventory, right? He sent me a bunch, but he sent me some shit that he thought I was gonna be dope on. But that I was like, hold up, you bugging. That shit right there, that I'm real is dope. He's like, that's Jesse West shit. I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy. That's what I want right there. Sent them 2 demos. Shit was hot. But you know, the business didn't go the way that I wanted it to.
I want to hear that shit. I want to hear that shit.
So
eventually, but see, check it out. On the real though, now that I know that you feeling that type of shit, I definitely got some more music for you, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, when I gotta hear some more music. That shit was crazy.
Right,
right. Man. Stress put it together, man.
No, definitely not.
Stress, you gotta make it happen.
Yeah, I know. He got producer beats too. He the miss. He got things going on. You know what I mean? Like, boom.
Yeah.
Did you I linked you with some other producer too, right? Super Level C. Who was the other producer that you said? Because I know that Jesse, when I said I was gonna have you on the behind the boards, C's like, yo, make sure you get me in there when he's in there. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I mean? So like, because he's been in a few behind the boards with us and shit. You know, we've been talking about Jesse for a minute. Well, I'm gonna get you on. You know what I mean?
So yeah, Jesse, you're. I mean, it looks like my last name is Williams, but you're Jesse West. How did you get your name? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like your last name.
I swear to God, like it was the first day of school in 7th grade, and I came to school, and this kid, I didn't even know him. He was sitting in front of me. He turned around. He said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Jesse." He said, "Jesse Waz." I said, "Nah, man, I'm James, right?" And he got serious and said, "Nah, man, you Jesse Waz." And I was like,
"There's no context to it."
And I was like, "Nah, I'm Jesse James. That's my name." He was like, "No, you are Jesse West," and it stuck. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Okay.
Did he provide any type of context?
Yo, brother, but you know what's crazy? My last name is Williams.
Right.
But it's simple as that. That's how it came about. He just said, "Nah, nigga, you Jesse West." That's my name. Sometimes it's weird like that, man. And you know, years later, like about 20 years later, I ran into him with his family and his kids. And I was like, yo, oh shit. I said, yo, you know, I make records and shit now. He was like, really? And I pulled out one of my Motown albums and showed it to him. And he didn't even remember. He was like, Jesse West. Yeah, that's nice. He said, that's what you call yourself now? I said, no, nigga, that's what you called me. And And he was like, really? I was like, really, motherfucker? That's what you gave me the name.
Wow.
I was crazy like that.
That's wild.
That's hilarious.
Nigga was like, that's what you call yourself now? I said, what? That's what you call me.
He said it with disgust, like
Nah. He didn't say it with disgust. He just was like, oh, that's what you're calling yourself these days. I said Swan. His name was Swan and shit. I said, Swan, that's what you called me. He said, I called you that? I said, yo, you don't remember? He was like, nah, I don't remember. I said, well, I do, nigga. And that's why I'm Jesse West. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Mad impression.
That's how it go.
That's crazy because the same, I mean, not to make it my interview, but the same thing with me when we was at a hotel and these guys was talking about females because this is like 92, 93-ish. We was going to the club talking about the females and they're talking about females and Black Moon was playing on the radio and shit. I'm like, yo, this shit is dope and shit. And my man looks at me like, this motherfucker's always stressing music at the wrong time. You should be called DJ Stress. And I was like, yeah, be stressed, you know what I mean? Because the music, you know what I mean? I'm stressing the DJ shit, you know what I mean? So that's how that shit happened, you know what I mean? Like, shit crazy.
Yeah.
Say kind of like I'm saying, you get like sometimes you don't even make it name, other people make it for you. You're like, what the fuck? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, oh, that's dope.
It goes either way. Sometimes, you know, it goes either way, man.
Yo, I was watching an interview with Kid Kids on with the high top, right? Play with the Vlad bullshit. I don't really fuck with Vlad, but the Vlad bullshit. But I was watching it and he was saying that their name was the Super Lover something. You know what I'm talking about? See, they were the Super Lover something group or some shit before, but they became Kid and Play or some shit.
I keep hearing that, but yeah,
and they're from Queens too, right? They're from Queens, right? Kid and Play shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But did the James come out before fucking Get Funky and shit or around the same time? It did, yeah, right?
Yeah, it came out before.
Really?
Yeah, Do the James came out. Let me see. Let's look it up. Get Funky.
Come on, baby.
No, it was Last Night. We really had a ball. That was the first shit.
That was their first. All right. So Last Night was the first one, right?
For real? When they use that that ain't no that fucking breaking shit, the Shaka Khan shit, right? Ain't no
not that. Well, I think they probably had that.
I remember that shit. Like, yeah.
I'll tell you, I definitely want to get a point to my career where I can just Google my stats.
So Last Night was a 1987 release.
It was the Super Love.
It was around the same time.
But they was Kid and Play. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But it was Kid and Play, yeah.
And he said the reason why they called him Play because he's and the crazy thing about that too, see, is he was saying his name, they was calling him Playboy and shit, you know, Playboy Mikey D. So I'm like, yo, Playboy. He's like, yeah, because we was always with the girls and all this shit. I think Queens has that female impact shit. You know what I'm saying? LL ladies love Cool K. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's like,
yeah,
y'all Queens motherfuckers with the women and shit. You know what I'm saying? For real.
The love is right.
For real.
But Queens also came with that Marley Marl and that Juice Crew shit. That lyrical shit, Cool G Rap and them cats. Pardon me for a second, man.
Fucking Shan left me lonely. Ran with another girl, left me lonely. What's the name might be popping in too. Buck Wild. He just hit me up. He just got my thing now, so he might be popping in for a minute. Definitely. And that's what I was saying. I was like Super Lover. I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? Like, fuck out of here. Like, and he said he was Playboy.
10 o'clock.
I'm like, you try to take fucking some shit over Mike and Super Lover. See, like, what's going on right here? Like
Playboy was calm. Playboy, you know what I'm saying?
I'll call you soon.
Niggas don't own that. That's you have.
Oh man,
right.
Is RDO?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna mute you, Jesse, so we don't get your information. You come back. I mean, Oh yeah, but definitely that's crazy. If you spoke to Casanova at all lately, I see he'd be rhyming because he'd be posting it on the Instagram.
Yeah, I checked some new shit out he was posting.
He's got that organized confusion type of style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Casanova Rudd and shit.
No doubt. Shout out to Casanova Rudd. But I haven't spoken to him in a minute.
Oh yeah, last time I spoke was when we did the show. We talked a couple of times in the inbox, but that was it. And I thought the way me and you talk, I thought me and him was gonna talk that much, and it was vice versa and shit. You know, I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Rudd. I mean, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
No for Rudd, man. But you guys got, you know what I'm saying? Jesse said he might be coming too. To the July 17th joint and shit. Like,
July 17th. Yeah. That'd be nice. Yeah. I'm trying to make it, man. I'm trying to make it. You know, I got the fam, so I got to get everybody kind of settled out before I come out that way.
Yeah, man, it'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a good time. I tried to see 9. Maybe not come with you, Jesse. I don't know if you and I still talk. Like maybe I'll talk in a minute. I don't know.
We know, he's going through a little something with his mom. So when I heard that,
shout out to his moms for real. He told me, yeah.
Yeah. So when I heard that, naturally I reached out to him. Like I was telling somebody was mentioning him to me, man, and I was telling them that me and I ain't got no problems. We ain't never had no fucked up words with each other, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just life, man. We in our 50s now, man. I just got a daughter. My daughter just graduated from college, and I've been taking care of my family, man, and doing shit like that, man. And he been doing his thing, and I did music with 9 for years, man. For years. When we did the 24/7. Flex was trying to shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Flex was trying to shit on him, telling me not to fuck with him and all that. And I stood tall against Flex. Was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck that. Even, I was cutting checks for 9, and Flex was like, yo, how you giving him that much money? I was like, man, you fucking crazy? He's a man. I want him to come to the studio and rock out and feel like a man. You want him to feel like a little fucking boy. You know what I'm saying? I want him to feel like a man. I want him to feel, his shit is taken care of, his family taken care of. Come on, man.
Definitely.
Shit like that, man.
Shout out
people are funny. Like, yo, I did a song with Big Daddy Kane and shit, right? I did a song with Kane. I did a song with RZA. And when I did the song with Kane, Flex was like, yo, you don't need to be on no song with Kane, B. He washed up, man. I looked at that nigga like, yo, the fuck is you telling me, man? You telling me not to be on a song with the fucking God. You telling me not to be on a song with God, nigga? You stupid? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? I swear to God. I swear to God, I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, Flex? And then 2 weeks later, Kane ripped Summerfest. Flex was on the radio sucking his dick. I swear to God. Kane called me up that night. Kane called me up that night and said, Wes, I want to thank you. Because I called, after I left Flex office, I called Kane and was like, yo, Kane, you know what this motherfucker was telling me? Not that I shouldn't be on a song with you. You washed up, all that shit. So 2 weeks later, when Kane tore the Summerfest, the Summer Jam down, and the next day he was on the radio and Flex was all animated. Yo, we got the guard, Kane. Yo, did you hear what he did? Yo, you just did. You see what's going on and all this crazy shit. And I was listening in the whip, and I was like, listen to this nigga, man. 2 weeks ago, he told me the nigga was washed up. Now he on the radio sucking his dick. And that same night, Kane called me and was like, Wes, I appreciate you keeping it real with me, telling me what the man said, because last night was the sweetest feeling in the world, man. Word. To hear him sucking my dick like that, me knowing how he really feel.
That's
but
beautiful.
On the radio, he sucking my dick. That's true story. Kane called me. He was like, yo, I appreciate you for that, Wes. Straight up.
Yeah, Kane is a cool brother, man. Kane is a real cool brother. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Kane, when I did the song with Kane, I never met him.
Okay.
I met Kane when he slid in the studio. That's where I met the brother, man. In life, when he came to the studio to rhyme on the record with me, was the day I met that brother, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, when he first came out and all that, he was my favorite rapper at that time. No one could tell me nothing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, even over Rakim to me at that time, but now I'm more Rakim. But Kane's stage fucking presence is like KRS-One. It's just
bananas.
Roy, you know what I mean? Like, you know you're going to watch a show. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to fucking to see someone rhyming and shit. Fucking
warm it up, Kane. Warm it up, Kane live in itself, man, to make you spill your fucking drink. You gonna spill your drink just from seeing them do warm it up, Kane. Not to mention this whole catalog. I used to go back and forth though. One minute I was Kane, next minute I was Rakim, depending on what they put out. Because they was putting out shit. You know, like when Kane put out Raw, I was in the projects arguing with a nigga till the sun came up like, yo, Rakim cannot fuck with Kane. All right. Here I am, R-A-W, nigga, come on, please stop it. Yep. But then, right after that, Rakim came out with Follow the Leader. I was like, all right.
The Leader was crazy.
I was like, I said, all right. The same brother. I was like, all right.
I think Kane was on his way. He was tapering off at that point.
That Playboy magazine kind of fucking changed everything. Like, you know what I mean? But
Playboy magazine, they go have.
He still made that Kane. You know what I mean? He still made a reason why a lot of rappers do what they did and do. You know what I'm saying? For real, like.
That tainted chocolate and all that shit.
You see motherfuckers doing that in their eyebrows and shit. You know where the fuck they got that from and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people doing what he was doing.
They don't give him roses enough shit because he actually did set that trend. That particular type of, I mean, LL did his womanizing type of thing, but Kane did it different. Kane was like a player with
it. Kane took the lyricalness of Rakim, but gave it some flavor. You know what I'm saying? He gave it some flavor. He gave it some swag, as we would call it today. You know, but with still lyrical, still just insanely lyrical.
Yeah, because he was wordplay, doing syllables and all that shit.
Right, the wordplay, but
probably a touch more little energetic than Rakim at the time.
Yeah, well, Rakim was laid back. You know what I mean? So
like, Rakim was way laid back. So
yeah. You know what I mean? Like they said they want to see the Rakim Kane verses and shit, and Kane's like, I want to do it like battle him and shit. I'm like, damn.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, in your 50s, you want to battle in your 50s? It was, I mean, like, yo, this.
They could go back and forth. Now that you say that, that would be the illest verses. I never even thought about that shit.
That should be crazy.
Rakim and Kane, that'll be the only verses I watch.
Yo, but Kane was saying that
2.5 hour joint.
Kane said it with KRS-One too. I don't know if Kane's gonna get KRS-One now and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah.
KRS-One, no, he's off the head with it. And if you know what I mean, like Kane will memorize what he's gonna do. I don't know if Kane can freestyle. I don't know, you know what I mean? But you know, KRS-One, I mean, KRS-One's freestyle. I mean, you could probably know the next rhyme he's gonna rhyme with the word and shit. You know what I'm saying? But fucking like, you know, but he's gonna say some shit and you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? That would be interesting. You know what I mean? Those are the guys fucking of that era and shit. KRS-One, Rakim, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, like that era and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and Super Lover C too. Super Lover C don't ever get his props of what he brought to the table and shit. You know what I mean? That cadence and all that shit. That's real talk. That's the truth. You know what I mean? Because yo, when he was rhyming on to do the James shit, like, yo, I swear that song was beating every song out the box, yo, at that time, yo.
Yeah, I changed the cadence.
One song. That album was hot.
Yeah, I just changed the cadence, man. And that was my goal. I mean, everybody was doing what they was doing. I said I got to change the cadence of how you know, in order to stand out. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they, you know,
that Casanova shit was like a like fucking almost crossover to me. Like every time I turned on the radio out here, Casanova.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this shit.
Yeah.
And another thing was the sonics of that shit. Because back back when that was out, that was like when I had my first whip, when I had the boom box in the back. I had a little Jeep Suzuki with the fucking boom box. And that shit was on repeat, that James shit. I pull up in front of the high school and put that shit on because it's just the way it sounds.
That shit to play it again and shit to hear. I'm gonna get there. I want to end before I get there and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the sound of that shit. Because you know, back then it was certain joints you wanted to play because of the sonics of it. I didn't understand what was going on. I just understood that shit was louder than all the rest of the joints.
That was that Paul C work.
Oh, that was Paul C. Right. You know what? I get it now. Back then, I didn't understand. I just knew that when that shit came on, like when your song went off, I had to turn it up. You know, like whatever I had playing next, I had to turn it up.
You had to turn it up
when that shit came on.
But
when your shit came on, that shit was like, what? You pull up with that shit, put that shit on. James. Do the James, what? Come on, man.
That's the same with the DJ, and that shit was hard. Man had the records. I'm like, I need those records and shit. Like,
I'm always say it like it was part of me and my man's our intro. Like when we come out and do our show, doing that James shit, and the crowd was like, jump, tell them jump, and they going to jump to that shit. It was just...
And I also remember listening. The only impeach the president I had was the break beat. It was on the break beat.
On the break beat.
And I remember playing it. And I one night I was like, what the fuck did they do to this shit, man? Cause it don't sound like this on the record. Like, did they double it? I was trying different shit, doubling the snare. I was like, what the fuck did they do? I don't know what that cat did, man. Yeah, but he had that impeach the president sounding crazy. Even right now, you play it, man.
Yeah, that shit was
I always said double the snare. Yeah, double the snare and try to fucking bring that shit loud and shit. Fucking
at the end it doubled.
Yeah, I thought, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was the SB12. I was like, you know what? It has something to do with that SB12, man. Why does shit sound like that? You know, because
it did because you know the SB12, you know that bit sampling back there, it made it a little more muddy.
Yeah, and hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hard. You know, and you had the SB12. Remember the SB12? You couldn't save nothing. The SB1200 came out, huh?
That's crazy. Yeah. They had that crunch sound. You hear the in that shit. Like,
yeah. See, they came with the SB12 first, and then the SB1200. With the SB12. Because I remember I went out to the studio in Queens, man, and the dude had an SB12, and we sampled a Honky Tonk Woman, and that's when I started getting the idea. Because when I went home and listened to it, I was like, "Yo, that drum machine was crazy." Because I remember we couldn't save nothing. The SB12, you couldn't save it. You had to go straight to tape with it. You know, it had no discs or none of that shit for you to save it.
That's crazy. That's definitely crazy.
Yeah, and then the SB1200 came out. And I only started fucking with the SB1200 because of Pete Rock. You know, the same studio that I had that Puffy brought Biggie to, Pete Rock used to come in, and Pete Rock came with an SB1200 the first time. And after he laid down the beat, after he put his disc in and put the beat, and then when I was laying down the beat, he went to the store and left me alone with that shit. And I started listening to his sounds. You know what I'm saying? Because I would go to the store because before then I was using the MPC 60. And I had an MPC 60.
Yeah, the two?
This was before the two. This was when it was just the MPC 60. Yeah. It was the MPC 60 and I had a S900. And Pete came with the SB1200 and the S900. And I remember when I went and bought the MPC 60 at Sam Ash, he was trying to sell me the SB1200. And all we cared about, I was like, yo, how much sampling time that shit got? He said 10 seconds. I was like, 10 seconds? And how much it cost? 2,200? Get the fuck out of here. Let me get that MPC 60 right there. That shit got like a minute and a half. Fuck, I'm gonna do with 10 seconds. And then Pete came and I saw how the creativity, what he was doing with it, and that's how my career with chopping became. because I didn't know about chopping. I was just looping. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about chopping a drum. Like if I found a drum loop, I just looped it. I didn't know take the kick, the snare, and you know.
Boom, skit, make it fucking because it got the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so I guess by necessity of having to stretch that 10 seconds, they started chopping. You know, which right now, you know, if you go to my IG page, that's only beats I put up there because, you know, even though I do like right now, like I like Crisis is hot. I like Knots is crazy. He got the Knots shit is just Knots production, not the production itself, but his output is like unmatched. He's the only one right now where he set out at the beginning of the year that he's gonna do 365 beats, and true to his word, he's up to like 260. So whatever day we up to in a year, that's where he's at with the beats.
That's crazy.
Nobody can fuck with his output, man. But you know, when I saw a little,
all them shits are dope too. They ain't like a whack beat and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, yeah, they all hot. But so when I seen all of that, and I wanted to start putting my beats on Instagram, I decided to try to carve my own lane, man, and do something that nobody else is doing that I know I do really, really good, and that's the chops. So, you know, you go on the page, like, see, you could, you know, you should check the page. There's a chop I did with the Isaac Hayes Ike's Move.
Okay.
You might want to fuck with that. That's
what's your IG?
My IG is Jesse _West 3rd Eye.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'm hold on a second.
On my phone, I just followed you, Jess. I didn't even know I just followed you too. I was like, how the fuck I ain't following you? All right.
Yeah, it's just amazing how limitations always breeds creativity.
No, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's right. Necessity.
You know,
necessity.
Especially when you learn a new dog, because like you was mentioning earlier, I'm one of those producers that started off with the Fruity Loops, and then I jumped onto Machine. And with the learning curve with Machine is that, you know, you now have to put together joints in a different workflow, which also breeds more technique that you can use to your arsenal.
Hell yeah. Yo, Jesse, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you use to make beats?
I got an MPC Live.
That's what I fuck with. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with the MPC Live.
PC gang.
Yep. My shit right here, the MPC Live.
Yo,
I got a 1 2. I got an MPC 1 2.
Oh, nice.
Jesse, I got this right here. I didn't even fuck with it.
You showed that you sent me the picture of that shit, man.
Yeah, that's 2400. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that shit 12-bit gritty like the SP1200?
Yeah, yep. It's just you only can use 8 tracks per time. You know what I'm saying? You can't use more than 8 tracks per that fucking time and shit.
Nah, but wait a minute though. You just said you ain't fuck with it yet?
I did, but then it's around the same time I started fucking with the live, and I was like, yo, I like this live better and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the live got a lot more to get your creative juices flowing right out the box.
When I finally got to it, my father passed through this COVID shit. I was going, you know what I mean? So it took my energy away.
Damn. Sorry to hear that, man.
No, thanks. You know what I mean? But I'm coming back in. You know what I mean? It's just that, and in the producer's corner, all I hear is a bunch of dope producers all the time doing their thing. It's not as easy. You can't come in here and smash dudes with the way dudes are now. There's too many nice people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like Soul City. This dude Soul City's in here. He be doing all kinds of competitions all the fucking time. He be doing Today's Future Sound, the Beat Conductors, Producers Corner. You fucking.
That don't mean I win all competitions.
Fucking like, yo, shout out to Ski Beats and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thing, you know what I'm saying? And what we do, Jesse, I don't know if you know what we do weekly on the Facebook. This is our 196th week, right, Rocco? 196?
196.
196 weeks. We post an album or a song or a playlist, and the producers all make a beat off that shit and post it in the comments. And every Saturday we do a show on YouTube and play all their beats, and the winner picks. If there's 50 to top 5, 40 top 4, that's how we do it, and that's how we've been doing it for 195 weeks already and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
That's what you're gonna. Like I said, you come to. It's gonna be the 200th week we're doing it. That's what we're having the celebration for.
So when you're gonna post the next record? Every week?
It's already up. Oh, you gonna get in? Oh shit, Jesse gonna get in there.
I mean, nah, that ain't gonna be fair.
The next right. We fucking with a dude, man, that pretty much started Bad Boys. I'm not jumping in that.
Just started. Oh, yeah. That ain't gonna be fair, man. My chop game is impeccable, man.
Well, that's dope.
I'm just keeping it real.
You might inspire to make people better, because what we want at the end of the day is the good music to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want. Like, yo.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes it can backfire, because like I said, Biggie almost made me stop writing.
But that's what's up. You gotta. I mean, I'm not saying that but you feel like that, but that makes a person realize, okay, now I gotta step my game up more.
Yeah. That's ultimately that's what it did. But you know, the first hour was depressing, man. The first hour hearing that cat was depressing, man. I was like, oh my God.
That's over 60 bars, bro.
60 bars. Yeah. It's called Biggie Got the Hype Shit. You can find it on YouTube.
That's just insane. Like, you would have to. It's just insane. Like, you would have to win for that, on top of just having the mind power to write that much.
Yeah, and like, you know, true to what people say about him, I never seen him write. Now, but you could tell he just wrote in his head.
Right.
Because you would see him going over it in his head. He didn't freestyle. He just didn't use pen and paper. But he wrote. You know, I know that.
Hey, Jay-Z do the same shit, right? Fucking like, yo.
Yeah, I do the same shit now. So I get it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Is it easy to do it that way, or is it fucking like?
For some people, for me, I gotta write it because that's how I memorize it. By writing.
I think you'd memorizing it. I think it's a good exercise for your brain and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, because what it is actually at the end of the day is delivery. You know, you can write it and you can read it, but when you exercise it by just keep memorizing it, you also kind of like, you know, you can add your swag to it. You know, it's got to be said this way. I said it the wrong way. You know what I mean? So it kind of eliminates re-recording it. You know, you can do it, you know, drop it down in one go.
Yeah. You don't have to punch and shit like that.
All right.
Like RZA, I did a song with RZA, right? This motherfucker came back next week and punched. I couldn't believe that shit. I couldn't believe that shit.
So for the folks that have that ability, once you stamp it in your mind, it just stays there for however long before you start recording.
Yeah, but yo, see, the thing with RZA, like if it worked, then he just kept it. You know what I'm saying? So he did a verse, and before he could finish it, some shit went down because we was both in Hit Factory. Some shit went down. They started fighting in his room. So he ran over there and never came back. So the next week we booked studio again, both of us in Hit Factory. He came over and finished it. He said, "So let me hear what I did last week." I let him hear it. Then he was like, yo, punch me from there. I was like, what? Do the whole shit over. He was like, nah, man, that shit is hot. Why do it over? Just punch me from there. And he was doing it for free. So I just punched the nigga, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this shit for free. So I ain't gonna argue with you, brother. I just told the engineer punch. Right. You know, if you listen closely on the track, you can hear the difference, but it still works.
Yeah, as long as somebody's paying for something, man, anything goes their way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and if you got somebody like RZA, man, that's giving you a verse on the arm, then it's like, yo.
Sometimes we scared. Sometimes that first delivery, that first cadence, we be scared to get rid of that shit.
It always be the best. It always be the best.
Well,
It'd be the best one.
You'll see in West, I just gave you each other's numbers and shit. So after this, you guys can stay in contact with each other.
Yeah. Yo, see, what's your IG? Caliente?
Nah, it's the real Super Lover C.
The real Super Lover C. All right.
Yeah, I followed you. I just followed you. So you see it come up.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Yeah, yo. So you ain't? Did you check out Panic's last video?
Nah, I don't even follow Panic, man.
Oh no.
Nah.
Yeah. You know him as Leroy.
Nah, so we talk about two different Panics then.
Brother Panic from Queensbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Leroy.
Larry.
All right, I'm sorry. I said Leroy. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Larry. It's Larry. Larry Wolford.
Larry Wolford.
Yeah.
Now we on the same page.
Yeah. Nah, he just tell an ill story about you, man, in this video, man. You know, ill funny story and shit. But he always
Larry ran back in the days, man, USA days, all that stuff. So he was there in the beginning, man. Him, Hot Day, all of them, you know?
Yeah. He kind of tell a story about back then. He always speak highly of you, brother. Always. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Panic don't shit on nobody that he speak on from back in the days anyway, man. But he always speak highly of you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I got to catch up. I spoke to Panic maybe about 2 years ago. Last time I spoke to him.
Yeah.
What we were trying to do, he was trying to get me out to, I think he's in A-Town now, trying to get me out there to drop some lyrics down for a project he was working on with, who's
B.O.B.
Right, B.
B.O.B., yeah.
B.O.B. What's up with B.O.B., man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The last I heard of him was that last album he did with Panic. You know, because I didn't know Panic made beats. But he made beats. He put some beats up that let me know that, because he always spoke about how he used to fuck with Marley and shit. And then he put some beats up, and I was like, oh, he know what he doing then. He definitely from that era. You know, but I fuck with him with the metaphysics shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He really the only one I fuck with the metaphysics shit, because, you know, he's the only one that's on that shit that's telling you, do what the fuck you want to do. Don't follow me. I don't want to hear about your shit. Get off my dick. Don't follow me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I fuck.
Yeah.
Straight up. Everybody else is telling you, yeah, man, you need to do this and you need to do that. So I can, everybody else is like, I got this shit and you need to listen to me. Panic is like, yo, listen, man, I'm tired of telling you motherfuckers this shit. You need to do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Do this shit on your own, man. Don't be sending me no dumbass questions and shit. You know? Asking me what the fuck, what do I think is gonna happen if I do this? You know what I'm saying? He's like, motherfucker, I want to hear what happened when you did it. I don't want to hear what the fuck would happen if I did it.
Yeah.
And I fuck with that, B. You know, straight up.
Well, was you on that B.O.B. project?
Nah. See, I don't know. I met Panic from when he, I went to a few of his lectures, but I don't know him personally. You know what I'm saying? I took his class. He know me if he see me, because he know I took his class and shit like that. But I don't know him personally. And I don't try to get to know him personally, because I've been fucking with him so long. I know that he don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People that he encountered and he becomes friendly with, that's what happens. But he don't need nobody reaching out trying to be his friend, because that's not what I fuck with you for. I don't fuck with you for camaraderie. I fuck with you for information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just thought on the music tip. I know. I think Kaz was on it, right? Grandmaster Kaz was on it.
Yeah, because B.O.B. did a song with some of the old school dudes. paying homage and shit, you know, to the history. And I think Kaz, that's the song you're talking about.
Yeah, he was trying to get me on the air.
Yeah, but he did a project. Yeah, he did a project where Panic did most of the beats. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what's up with B.O.B. at the moment, you know. Straight up.
So that's what's up. Yeah, I gotta reach out to Panic to say what's up to him. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know he get a kick out of that shit.
Yeah.
You know. But yo, listen, man, my phone about to die. Yo, see, you know, when you get a minute, man, go on the IG, man. I got like about 6 beats up there. They all, see, what I do is chops. So I take shit that's familiar, people know about it, and then I just flip it around on some different shit where you can really hear like, oh shit, he kind of really flipped that shit around. And I got a whole lot more like that. But now that I know you like that, can't you see I'm real shit? Right now, I'm gonna lock you in. I'm gonna send you a text. Hit me with an email, and over the weekend, I'm gonna email you some joints. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
I'm gonna do that. Yes, I'm about to check off too. So as soon as I do that, man, I'm gonna hit you up and send you. I'm gonna text you my email, man, and let's get it going. I'm gonna listen to some of your stuff on IG as well.